Hey, how's it going? Mr. Deadman of the Deadman's Tone podcast is chilling here, rant and chill. Want to talk about beating kids and being a parent, and the way you can do that and still be a parent. Look, this is obviously in response to the I guess the development, the new drama, I guess, on the Killstream. One day soon I'll be moving on from it. I don't like staying on a particular topic for too long, but it's interesting. It interests me genuinely. It does, and this one actually kind of goes in line with I guess what I do for my day job, and can have some commentary on it. Okay, so if you don't know, Ethan Ralph, the kill stream, is dating Faye. Faye is 18 years old. He kind of groomed her when she was 17. Either way, she's 18. She's an adult. Sure, yeah, she could. That is a legal situation. That's fine. Yeah. Now, Faye is not mentally mature. She has the mind of a child still. She has. I don't want to be too mean about her or describing her, but she is arrested development. She has some mental illness, a lot of mental illness problems like depression, has some self-harming issues, seems to have some daddy issues. I'm not sure. She was sexually abused when she was young. I don't know by who, and I don't think it has anything to do with her dad. Okay, I'll just put that there. But she's damaged goods, and even her father said that she wanted to leave when she came out of the closet by saying that she's been self-harming. She blamed the family and wanted to leave and wanted to get out. So the dad actually gave her the option to if she can actually keep a part-time job, that he would help pay for her apartment so that she can have her own place. And he kind of regrets that now, thinking that maybe she wasn't ready. Well, clearly she wasn't ready. But we know as a parent, you sometimes make decisions with the heart that are not always right. Okay? But he did. And, she has that freedom, and she's using it, and she's making some mistakes. When we're young, like Faye, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Some really great, some not so great. I mean, think about what you were doing when you're 18, 19. What were you doing? Were you making some smart choices or dumb choices? Be honest here. Be honest here. We can have a whole string talking about the dumb things we've done when we were 18 and 19, I mean, drugs, doing stuff that is illegal. Stealing stuff, get involved in stupid stuff. Want to be in a band, in a garage band. Anyway, so what happened is that Faye's dad, Mr. Vickers, he came out. He came out on Twitter. He was very vocal about his feelings. I slept with a 35-year-old drunk girl too. Gone too. You did? I slept with a 35-year-old drunk gun too. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh. That is disgusting. Ladies, have more self-esteem. Have more respect. If you're sleeping with a gun like that, that's pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty, right? I mean, come on now. Come on. Anyway. So yeah, Mr. Vickers was not afraid, was not worried, or hesitant even, to kind of pretty much shout out that, look, yeah, so obviously it's legal. The thing is not her being legal. The thing is about her not being mentally mature enough. And it's very clear that Ralph is, being a predator in that. Is able to come in and sweep her and take her away because she knows no better. She knows no better. Let's see. A deplorable cast her out. Who? A Faye? Faith? Or the XVC in the chat? She could stay. We all make mistakes. She could stay. She could stay. Anyway, it goes even further. I would show this. Let me show this here. The tweet's too big. It looked weird on the screen. But, yeah, so Vickers even says even more. He's like, look, he was responding to Ethan Ralph saying, look, the age gap here is not the problem, but the age maturity gap. Any 34-year-old man who finds companionship of an 18-year-old fulfilling is obviously themselves emotionally stunted. Someone tries to respond, Malcolm Rose, saying any 34-year-old man is lying if he says that he wouldn't date an attractive 18-year-old. However, most 34-year-old men can't pull that off, so they shame guys. And he responds, Mr. Vickers responds with a reality check. I'm sorry, but that's nonsense. When I was Ethan Ralph's age, only 9 years ago, I'd been married for 13 years, had 3 kids, a mortgage, no criminal record. I mean, that happens. I'm 37. I have 2 kids, a mortgage, a wife, a full-time job. I have a publishing thing on the side. I'm a very busy guy. I wish the publishing thing was more lucrative and made me a lot more money, but it is what it is. People don't read as much. It's like, would I date an 18-year-old? Like, if for some reason, if something happened between my wife and I and we divorced, would I date an 18-year-old? No? Like, what am I going to gain from that? Like, that's clearly me manipulating that person, and there's no real there's no real conversation that you can have, right? There's no real, you can't really talk about much. I know that from experience. Not because I know she was 18 and I was only, I think I was 24 at the time. How old was I? I was like 23, 24, and she was 18. So not the big age difference. But even with that little age difference, she had no idea. Like, the references I was dropping during the date, she had no idea because she was too young. I was like, okay, yeah, I think we're done here. I can't talk to you. Yeah. So, but the thing came up. The reason why the stream is titled "Beating Kids and Parenting," which that's a very clickbaity title. Look at that. Is because something came up where Ethan Ralph tried to say that Mr. Vickers abused his daughter, slapped her around, and on the PPP Nectar stream or something. They talked about it, and he did say that, did he spank her or did he pop her when she was like 10 or something? Probably, but after that, no. And let me play what he said. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of the PPP stream. I don't want to play too much. I don't like using people's content like that so much. Here we go.
Really interesting to me.
Okay, sorry, Matthew. Yeah. So this is a Discord call, and we are broadcasting your interview out right now. Myself, PPP, and Mr. Kraut, who you've met.
Yeah. I understand what's happening. I don't have dementia.
Okay.
No. But we are just trying to just explain to you, sir, that this is how the interview is being conducted. There's a lot of people who want to see you clear your name today, sir. So, just first of all, what do you think about the accusation that you slapped your daughter around?
I think a lot of the people who are offended by that have never had to raise a child.
Boom, right there. He thinks the accusation, people that are offended by that have never had to raise a child. I could imagine people on the Killstream, or someone like Dick Masterson, who's definitely got a gun shield, using that and being like, see, he did beat Faye. He beat her up, left or right. Let me say this. As a social worker, and also as a parent, this all depends on what state you're in too, okay? You can use physical discipline to discipline your child. In some states, I think most states, definitely the state I'm in, it's legal. In fact, the state of Texas anyway, gives parents the right to discipline their kids with physical discipline as they see fit, pretty much. Technically, it is in the parent's right to beat the kid with a belt or chancla or with a hand or switch right in front of a cop. They could do that. Now, the cop might try to intervene and arrest, whatever, but I gotta tell you, if that's just an ass whooping, like on the ass, if it's not hitting some vital part of the body, those kids are gonna be returned back home because that's the parent's right. Now, how you feel about that, well, that just tells you where the line of discipline and abuse is for you. I'm just letting you know what the states, what rights you have. The way I look at it is there is definitely a difference between abuse and discipline. Physical discipline, while it's something that CPS does not condone, and I don't, but it's something that I recognize that does happen, and it's used quite a bit. And if we're talking about a spank on the rear, belt on the rear, chongla on the rear sandals, you know what I'm talking about. That's one thing. A pop on the hand, that's one thing. A quick pop on the mouth, you know what I'm talking about. When the 14-year-old says something so rude, just around like that happens too. If it didn't leave a mark, or bruise, or anything, or in the act. Well, okay, it has to be a bruise or mark that has substantial injury. Like, it can't just be a bruise or mark. It has to be a bruise or mark of substantial injury, meaning requiring medical treatment. Okay, if it didn't leave that, then it's not abuse. It's not abuse, at least according to the law and the statute of the Texas Family Code. So, I mean, there is another part in that says that it could lead to substantial injury. That part could be kind of twisted, but if you're going against Texas judges, very conservative judges, they're not going to really entertain the could have been substantially harmed, unless it's something that's very lethal, like using a knife for discipline or something like that. I mean, if you're using a belt, okay, you're just spanking on the rear, okay, chongla, okay. I mean, that happens. I mean, you all know, you've probably been disciplined like that before when you were a kid. You probably know people who do that. And is it effective? The question I have now, is it effective? Honestly, from my experience, no, not really. My son, when we used to spank him, when we did that, he would just double down and escalate, and things would get worse. It would get much worse. What got to my son was taking things away, like taking what he really loved away. Same thing with my daughter. My daughter, if we spank her, it just escalates and she gets worse, because now she's just not mad. She's pissed off and mad about it, right? Which makes sense. So yeah, taking things away. But there are times, though. There are times where, depending on the moment, depending on the situation, where sometimes it does kind of work. It's like that 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time, okay? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but sometimes it does. Does that help you guys? You realize the interview was fake, right? What do you mean the interview was fake? The interview with Mr. Vickers? How is that interview fake? It sounded like him, and it sounded like how he responded. But in fact, my criticism of this interview was that they kept on asking Mr. Vickers sex talk or sex questions, like how would he feel about Ethan Ralph porking his daughter. And then how would he feel about Ethan Ralph impregnating his daughter? And he was like, guys, we're not doing this. Guys, come on, I'm done. He pretty much leaves. Unless you have some proof that it was fake, present it. It sounded like Noel. Are you kidding me? We all know what Noel sounds like. This interview, I'm pretty sure, was pretty real. But if you have proof that says otherwise, you show it. Because you just saying it sounds like you don't want it to be real. Mr. Vickers, there's even a part where he actually told his daughter, look, I'm sorry, you could come home. Because he understands that she feels trapped. So he paid for her apartment. He allowed her to go out. She got a part-time job because she felt, she was self-harming, and she felt like the abuse was somehow within the family or something. She wanted to leave. And I see that too as a caseworker. I see that too. And it might not always be with the family. It might be like a distant relative or something happened. And they just kind of like project it onto the family. So he did that. And he realizes that he has regrets. He realizes that he made mistakes. And he's just letting her know, look, Faye, you can come home. It's okay. You can come home. No. Okay. Matt said he won't feature on any shows on Twitter. And okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if he means that anymore. Because I mean, it sounds like something like a father would say, that Mr. Vickers would definitely say. I mean, if you're just trying to say this is an act, it was a good act, because he seems one like a boomer, completely out of it, but also like a loving father, like a loving, caring father. Let's see, let's play. Oh, do you guys think this is fake?
Myself, PPP, and Mr. Kraut, who you've met.
Yeah. I understand what's happening. I don't have dementia.
That doesn't sound like Noel.
No. But we are just trying to just explain to you, sir, that this is how the interview is being conducted. There's a lot of people who want to see you clear your name today, sir. So, just first of all, what do you think about the accusation that you slapped your daughter around?
I think a lot of the people who are offended by that have never had to raise a child. Yes. What?
And responding to someone in the chat, ZXVO, she caught him wearing a dress, so he beat her and ran from home. Now, where are you getting this from as well? Are you getting it from Faith? Are you getting it from Ethan Ralph? Because here's the thing. Kids do lie. People do lie about stuff. They manipulate as well. I've seen that a number of times. I've seen it so many times where kids will exaggerate things, will put things out of proportion that are not true. And it's like, okay, you say your dad beat you up. You said this happened the other day. I don't see a bruise or mark on you. What are you talking about? And they'll be like, well, it was, and then they start changing their story. It's like, okay, what really happened? Okay, my dad got mad at me, started yelling at me. He did spank my ass. Spank me on the rear. Well, I'm not going to be looking at some girl's ass. So I'm like, nope. Okay. Well, if that's where he spanked you at, then that's inappropriate. That's going to happen. That might happen. Okay. That's not abuse. You know, it's, when family drama gets out there like that, be careful. Be careful, because people start twisting it. I made the statement during the live stream. So you guys are saying this is not. Some of you guys are saying this is not Mr. Vickers. Okay, let me ask you.
If your child reaches,
like, show me something. What's this? Let me look at this Twitter thing you posted, Captain Q. Let's see. Let me see what this has here. Because that didn't sound like Noel. And it sounded like kind of like what a dad would say. Mr. Vickers. Oh, wait. Hold on here. Guys, if you could drop something, make sure it's in with the context here. I'm looking at this, and if you think this is proof that he wasn't on the nectar, can you read? I gotta be honest. Can you read? Let's look at it together. Mr. Vickers says, just so it's clear, despite the many invites I've received from the Ralph retort detractors, be on shows. I have no interest in that. I don't know. Ralph retort detractors. I mean, is that going to be PPP? Is it? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it is. Could it be Godwinson? I mean, would he know? I mean, he says he wasn't on there, but come on, man. When I look at this, it's like clearly he's covering for something. I look at it, I'm like, maybe he put that out there because he was embarrassed. Maybe he put that out there because he was actually shamed and embarrassed that they actually asked him sex-related questions. They did. They asked him sex-related questions. I don't know. I'm going to need a little more proof than this. Because who was that guy then? Who was that guy? They're saying that wasn't Mr. Vickers. Who was it then? Who's the actor? Who's the impersonator? And why would he get so offended? Like, if it was someone who was just acting like Mr. Vickers, why would he get so offended about the baby thing? Why would he get so offended about the sex-related questions? Is that part of the act? Because I would think someone like, I don't know, if it's Noel or someone within that circle, if they're acting, they might just entertain that, be like, no, I'll abort the baby. I'll tell her to abort the baby. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still, I'm a little there with you guys that maybe it could be an act. I don't know. I'm leaning on that it was real. I need to see more. I need to show more replies. Show more replies. Okay, I'll show more replies. Let's see. Did he change your mind? They had a guy that said he was you and streamed. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Okay. Now, is Mr. Vickers being honest here? Is he being honest? Or was he embarrassed? The other thing I want to say is he brought up this IRL thing. And the IRL? IRC in the beginning. IRC chat. Like a boomer. Now, was that done on purpose to make him look like a boomer? Oh, man. What if this was just an on act? What if it was? I don't know, guys. PvP and Godwinson wouldn't troll us like that, right? I mean, it's not like they haven't done that before in the past with the fourth man. It was like that. I don't even know what the fuck he was. Mandy G, hey, how's it going? So okay. Let me ask you guys. His voice was the same as Turk's. I don't know who Turk is. Who's Turk? Should I know who Turk is? You said Turk February. All right, let me find this guy. All right. Let's see. If this was an act, this was a great act. Oh my God! If this was an act, this was fabulous. But here's the thing: if it was an act, why didn't he just say no? I never hit my kid. Why did he have to be like, there's sometimes you make mistakes to do, If it's an act, they know how to make a believable. They know how to make a believable boomer dad. They do. All right, I'm looking at Turk February's channel.
It's the season to be jolly, and while everyone is focused on consumerism, family, and the jolly fat guy in the red suit, I wanted to bring your focus back to what the holiday is really about.
Hold on. Time out here. Hold up. Let's play these things side by side. Let's play these things side by side real fast.
Your telescope. A store.
I don't want to play music.
My actual mic test he was nice. He was gonna go places.
The Turk February show.
It's the season to be jolly.
Okay, hear that
and while
voice.
Everyone is focused on consumerism, family, and the jolly fat guy in the red suit. I want.
Okay, hear that voice, and hear this voice.
Just for a stove, you smack them, because a smack on the butt is gonna hurt a lot less than a hand on the stove.
Right.
Does that
PPP, would you like to weigh in on the
Mr.
on that?
Vickers, Mr. Vickers, I completely.
Man, the voice sounds similar, right? Is it the same voice? Man. Okay. Let's play. Let me play it again. I'll play some more, and I'll let the chat decide. Okay. And I guess you guys will be the jury. Is this the same voice as Mr. Turks? Okay. Here's Mr. Vickers.
completely understand what you mean.
Wait, hold on.
I honestly think you can't be faulted for using corporal discipline on your daughter.
And we are
because-
talking about before she was 10 years old.
Okay, let me go back a little bit so we get it just right. Get the PPP out of there.
After she was 10. Never.
So what?
Okay, let me get a good stretch so we could. Okay, is this right here?
Around.
I think a lot of the people who are offended by that have never had to raise a child.
Okay, that's Mr. Vickers. Now, here is Mr. Turk.
I wanted to bring your focus back to what the holiday is really about, which is mortal sin, suffering, and the skinny guy with the long hair and beard. I'm talking, of course, about Kitty Style.
I hear the words of.
What do y'all think? Is that the same voice? Is that the same voice? I'm gonna go back just a little bit.
Raise a child. Yes. What if your child reaches for a stove?
Mr. Vickers
you
again.
smack them. Because a smack on the butt is going to hurt a lot less than a hand on the stove.
And let's get to, I guess, Mr. Turk.
Get comfortable. This one is going to be pretty sad, as the man sought approval, or at the very least pity, and God said no to Thomas.
Yeah, I see another video he has on Ralph. Let me watch this one. Ralph on a good day.
Gator, stop talking! Gator, stop talking!
Ralph does a good job.
I don't know where he's coming through, by the way.
Okay. So, okay, if it is Mr. Turk, it would have explained why, because he already has it kind of out for Ethan, I suppose, and he has that voice. Man, PvP and Godwinson. If this was a troll, it was a funny troll. It would be better if it was the real deal. It'd be better if it was the real deal. Now, someone said that the Twitter account could be faked. Is that true? I mean, of course, true, it could be faked. The question is the Mr. Vickers account real? Is it actually Mr. Vickers? Man, that's, like I said before, if that's all a troll, then Turk played a good boomer dad. Got offended with the sex questions. And because honestly, if I was there, if I was some dad, if I was a dad to an 18-year-old who ran off to some to some gunt, alcoholic pill popping gunt, I would be embarrassed if they started asking like, "How do you feel about Ethan fucking her?" I'd be like, guys, we said no sex talk. Guys, we said no sex talk. Oh man. Yeah, Ethan's. Oh, there's something else in that stream that popped up that was very interesting. That image of Ethan, Ralph, and the kid. Who's that kid? That doesn't look like Faye. Was that Soph? Who was that kid? Let me see if I can find it. Of course, browsing through the farms. I mean, if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be here. Well, let me see if I can find that image. Man, Jesus Christ! I'm gonna just take it off the screen, but sometimes they have dick pics. Man. say, I'm trying to find it. Oh, why do I need to find it when I could just go back on the stream here because they have it right here. Where is it? Okay, here we go.
Bananas. We've seen Ralph now accusing Mr. Vickers.
The screen.
Okay, this. Is that? Who's that? Who's that girl? Who's that girl? Wait, you guys can't see it. There you go. Who is that girl? Let's go even bigger. Who is that girl right there? Who's that? How old do you think she is? And why is she hugging on Ethan Ralph? What's going on here? Clearly they're at a pool. She's wet. She has a towel on her. What's going on here? Where was this at? Was this during the LA trip? Could that be Faye at a different angle? Maybe when she was 17? Before she turned 18? I don't know. I don't know. Was that Soph? I also wouldn't put it past the gun guard to make up attempts to discredit PPP. Yeah, that's why I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. If it was Turk, that is a great performance. But let me tell you, some guys kind of sound the same. Like, hey, if you listen to my voice sometimes when I talk, you might hear a little bit. I hate to say it. But sometimes when I talk, you might hear a little bit of mundane Matt. And I realized that one day. And that's horrible. That's horrible. I wanted to just drink bleach about that. But some guys' voices sound about the same. They do. I mean, it would be an interesting coincidence. Ralph's 12-year-old Cambodian indentured servant. Probably, man. That's Faye, bro. What a monthly contest to you. The Soph retort. Man, I don't know. I think there's a trend here. I think Ethan likes him young. You're an anti-Matt. That's good. Thank you. If I ever go Monday Matt, I'll need to cancel myself. There was a point when I was. Come on. When YouTube was popping, when it was kind of big, people were making money off it, it was like, oh, this is easy. I just find a news article and read it. Of course, I started doing that too. I was like, but even I was like, this is kind of dumb because all I'm doing is reading a news article and talking about it. Like, y'all could just read the article. Like, why do you need me to read it to you? Read it for you? Am I your dad? Are you a child and can't read a book? Is that what's happening here? Come on now. And also, and you can see it here on the channel. I lose interest in things. The only thing that really holds my interest long enough is horror-related stuff, writing, and that's why I still do the Dead Stone podcast. Anyway, yeah, this is a damning photo right here. I don't know who that is. That doesn't really look like Faye. Let me see if I grab an image of Faye real fast. I might have one loaded up. I should have one saved. Not for any other reason, but just, I'll pull images and put them in folders and when I could use it. Y'all want to vomit right now? I could make y'all vomit. All right, here is Faye. That's not a good image. It's not a good close-up. It's not a good close-up at all. Oh, let me change that. I don't need that on the screen. Okay, let me see if we can find a better one. Man, that's not a good image. Let's see. Here's a video of her. Maybe we could compare to this video of her.
So finally I come up to this chick and I say, did you get fucking glitter on me on purpose? And she...
Oh, you know what? I gotta tell you, looking at this here, that girl in that picture could be Faye.
says yes, and she responds by kicking me then in the leg.
I mean, Faye, like, with her, you know, just... it could be Faye.
And finally,
We'll
I
compare
just
it.
fucking snap. So I chase her around a bit. It's not my best story. I wish I had acted.
Because look how her face looks when she's looking down like this. Like this.
Best story. I wish I had acted differently, but I was so done at that point. So I chase her into the bathroom.
Like,
I
get her
start
different
pounding on the
angles.
door saying, "Come out and face me, you fucking coward." And finally, I just give up. I go to the other bathroom, trying to calm myself down.
And see how her hair is kind of already... It already looks kind of greasy. Like she needs to wash it better. Imagine that, but wet with pool water. And we know that they went on a trip to L.A. And we know that Ethan Ralph doesn't get out of the house much, and he doesn't really mingle much. So it kind of running out of options of who it could be. If you look at this image here, look at it. I think that's Faye with her chin resting on Ethan Ralph's shoulder. That's what I think. You're just jealous you're not a Memphis teen. That's right, Zone. That's right. You're not Memphis teen. That's right. I'm just jealous. I'm super jelly over here. I'm so green with envy. Oh my God, I can't stand my life. I want to throw away my wife and my kids, my full-time job. Throw it all away. I throw it all away just to get a taste of that mentally fucked up pussy. That self-harming pussy. That pussy that's going to produce kids that, well, depending on the situation, depending on what happens, they might be finding themselves face down in the bathtub. Let's put it this way: if Faye, and Ethan Ralph have kids, what's the longevity of those kids' life? Right? Come on. Faith is the type of person that shouldn't have kids unless she actually gets some help for herself. You know, therapy, lots of therapy. Otherwise, the devil's going to convince her to drown her kids. Could happen. Happens more than you think. Memphis 10. Oh, that's weird. Ethan Ralph's girl is actually 8 years older than Memphis 10. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, the waiver cabinet. Ethan Ralph would enjoy the Epstein Express. Oh man, too young for kids, in my opinion. Right? Way too young. But hey, I mean, she's very young to make stupid decisions, and one of those decisions would be to fuck while not on the pill or using condoms. And we know Ethan Ralph likes making dumb choices. He eats trash burgers. So, yeah, I could see him easily making that bad decision of knocking her up. And that's going to be a whole ordeal. Oh, God. Yeah, Captain Q, you would be able to forgive Ralph if he moved out of his house and started doing the traditional lifestyle. That would be a path for redemption. I do believe people can be redeemed. I do. Depends on the crime, though. You know, here we're just talking about he groomed a 17-year-old. She turned 18. Okay, and if they were to get their life together, quit the booze for a little bit, get a handle on things. Yeah, okay, maybe. But man, I don't know how likely that is. Ralph's next tweet is going to be a picture of unwrapped Lunchables with mayonnaise on everything. That's hilarious. He groomed, no redemption. Yeah? Unless he gets groomed. Okay, what if Joe Biden grooms Ethan Ralph? What if someone like Joe Biden, in that age, like a geriatric, grooms Ethan Ralph as a way to atone for his sins? It's disgusting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon because I actually have a job I have to do. So there's that. But I enjoy doing this thing in the morning. It's good. Like to just joke around. I'm Mr. Deadman. This is my very loyal co-host, Bob Leary. Hope you enjoyed him. All right, he's a magnificent tiger. Magnificent. Okay. Can you believe my wife doesn't like that painting? That was grounds for divorce right there. I was like, you don't like this painting? This painting's awesome. This is the same painting that used to be in my grandma's house over her piano. And 8-year-old Mr. Deadman would play chopsticks because that's the only thing I fucking play. Looking up at the glory that is this tiger. Thinking, knowing that one day I'm going to get a house, a wife, and have kids. And I'm going to have this tiger in that house. And it happened. Except it's kind of in the garage with me. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you so, press the like button, share, subscribe. I try to do these rant and chills kind of in the morning. But trying to do them daily. Can't make any guarantees because with a job, sometimes things happen, right? So, I'll take it easy. Gator's interested in her younger brother. Oh, God. Oh, that's horrible. All right. Y'all take it easy.